side. One was Chris Jackson, who was well known to the couple.
It was really great for me because it was one of the few opportunities of the trip that I had a chance to get a bit closer to the Duchess and the Prince. It was incredible to see. I mean, for me this really summed up how royalty transcends celebrity, and you had a top Hollywood celebrity such as Reese Witherspoon, a bit nervous, very excited to meet Catherine. You had Al Gore's daughter, and all these guys were really excited to meet the Duchess. I took a photo and they're looking in absolute awe, you know, and it's an incredible moment actually.
They just have this ability to instantly relax the people they're talking with, you know, because you can see people slightly, you know, as they're getting close to them, sort of think, oh God, do I look all right, and all this stuff, you know, and but actually the moment they're presented, that just falls away.
The Duke and Duchess could only stay for 45 minutes before being whisked off to their next engagement. But in only that short space of time, their impact was immense.
I can tell you that as a result of that event, and bearing in mind we didn't have media at the event, we had over 550 articles that we managed to pick up on. And that's the power that having the royal patronage, you know, brings.
The main event of the Duke and Duchess's trip was a BAFTA reception to help promote young British acting talent. It was at the Belasco Theatre in downtown LA, and Nigel Lithgow was one of those helping to organize it.
Clarence House, in discussing where we were going to have the venue, wanted to go to an emerging area downtown in Los Angeles. The safe areas are the ones with the big hotels, you know you're going to be looked after. But this one place that they liked was the Belasco Theatre. And we could only get in there the day of the event. The night before they were holding a lingerie party. And I thought, oh, God, how are we going to do this? It was tiny. So that when their Royal Highnesses came, they were literally pushing their way through this throng of people in this tiny reception area.
With so little room in the venue, unsurprisingly, not everyone who wanted to could be invited.
There were a lot of very famous people that wanted to come along that we had to turn down and say, I'm so sorry. On any other occasion, you can come along, but on this occasion, we have to be firm, because it was only a small venue, we had to be firm on who was being invited. But they just saw it as a dinner party, a dinner charity, and there are so many of them in Hollywood, that they would, you know, we'll pay whatever money you want, we'll buy the ticket and come along. It just wasn't about that. I wasn't a very popular man.
With the venue packed full of eager A-listers, organizers decided to warn the guests not to rush forward when the couple entered.
I said, look, this is what's going to happen. They're going to come into the room, don't all rush over to, because I imagined it a little bit like a boat, you know, where everyone rushes over to the side and it capsizes.
Don't crowd the royal couple, don't rush forward, and please don't, you know, put your hands out to touch them. And everyone sort of nodded, of course we won't, no, that won't happen, don't be silly. Up until the moment that the royal couple actually walked in, and then everybody rushed towards them.
But once the Duke and Duchess started mingling, everyone was put at ease.
Film stars are so used to being invited somewhere in order to justify an evening, to be the center of attention, and people pay money to go and be in the room with, I don't know, Tom Hanks. This was different. It was the royal couple that everyone was coming to see, and I think the celebrities, if you like, felt much more relaxed than they're used to being in this sort of, on this sort of occasion.
The room was filled with the world's top actors, but always the movie producer, Duncan Kenworthy, almost used the opportunity to seek out new talent.
I'm hoping that my next film is going to be a new film of My Fair Lady. So I mentioned this to the Duchess, and she said, oh, how funny. When I was in school, I played Eliza in the school production of My Fair Lady. I didn't then follow up with, well, would you like to audition? But I did say, I'm going to invite you to the premiere, and I'm hoping that she might come.
It has been an incredible 6 months for the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. From the global event of their wedding to winning over Canada and America, royal insiders are in agreement that William and Catherine have barely taken a wrong step.
She's a very clever, very intelligent, very astute young woman.